And here we go. All right, guys. So welcome to today's big exciting training. We have over 560 registrants, which is incredible because we only announced this a few days. And this is what we're going to be covering: the 3 forgotten steps for local IT service providers and MSPs to attract ideal clients, earn more, and actually work less in the next 28 days. My name is Ari Sherbel. I'm the lead evangelist at Atera, and over the next 45 to 60 minutes, I'm going to teach you this strategy by showing you a proven education-based marketing system that works, and it will delight you in its simplicity to help solve 2 big problems from the IT and MSP tribe and world. The first problem is that you're working way too hard. Now, I'm all for working hard and putting your best foot forward, but there's another thing with being overwhelmed when you have no time for yourself, you have priorities you never get to, you're overbooked, undervalued, and possibly even underpaid. Problem number 2 that we're going to help solve is that you have no system. So the thing with not having a system is that ideal clients do not come, and if they do come, they're coming haphazardly. There's no clear picture of how to grow your revenue or how to attract ideal clients. So you're working too hard, you have no system, and here's what we're going to solve. Solution number 1 is your work on your terms, not being reactive but proactive, where you get it all done with time for yourself. That's what this training is all about, where you achieve your top priorities. And by you achieving your top priorities, it is actually not going to happen by how you think it will, which we're going to cover in a few minutes. And your work on your terms means you will be booked solid with ideal clients who pay you what you want, what you decide. And the second solution is that a system means a well-oiled machine, means consistency. You attract only clients you want to work with who chase you. That's the strategy we're going to cover. Also, you have a clear map of your revenue streams, and you leverage this repeatable system as a rinse and repeat model. Now, one of the reasons why a lot of IT professionals, service providers, and MSPs end up getting into these problems is because you got started as someone who can literally help people, and you grew your business because you're so good at it, but you never learned these strategies and systems, and this is what this training is all about. It's for you. So let's do a little bit of a introduction. If you're not familiar with Atera, Atera is known as the ultimate all-in-one RMM, remote monitoring and management for IT service providers, MSPs, and IT departments to simplify their work. In terms of my level of credibility of even sharing any of this information with you is that Fortune 500 companies, from Google to Facebook to Chevy, GM, Starbucks, Ivy League universities like Harvard and Princeton and Johns Hopkins, government offices from literally all over the world, NASA, and over 80,000 small business owners have attended my trainings in the last 4 years alone, which is actually pretty cool and a lot of fun, giving them the same kind of training that I'm giving you today. IT services in 56 countries, it might even be more at this point, across 5 continents, speaking 21 different languages, all rely on Atera to run their IT business, which is incredible because we're not even that old, and we've hit the market in a really, really strong way, and we're only getting started. Now, in terms of context for this training, we polled 425 MSPs, more of them actually, but it's around 425, and we asked them, which of the following topics do you most want to learn about? And here's what we got back. Now, here's what we asked them: how to attract clients, got way over 50%, how to get more done while working less, how to increase your monthly revenue, how to create more effective presentations, and how to attract better clients. There was a lot of interest from all of this. Now, to get more specific, we asked, what's your single biggest challenge trying to grow or improve your business right now? And look at these answers. Now, I'd love to hear in the comments. Please let me know in the comments if this sounds familiar, or maybe even you sent this in. Challenges: getting more clients, particularly through advertising, obtaining leads, growing our customer base, getting my name out there, new client acquisition, marketing materials, Arglis Penna, I hope I said your name correctly. You said lead generation, correct? Look at all these things that come in. I didn't even put in all of them. I don't have enough screens to give all of the amazing answers that all of you said. Clients are still slow to adopt a managed environment for us, so selling ideas are helpful. Marketing, the worth of managed services. These are all challenges that you have told me and our company, Atera, what you're struggling with. So this training is going to solve all this. Now you're going to discover the big opportunity, why the IT service market is one of the fastest growing markets today. It's actually surprising, but really once you understand it, it makes complete sense. How to attract 22 times more leads from your potential audience with an ST. We'll cover that in a few minutes. How to get clients to chase you by using the Formula 8. I've been getting a lot of emails from you awesome MSP IT people who have been telling me that the getting clients to chase you is highly attractive to learn how to do that. I'm doing a teardown where you're going to see 3 top-ranking IT websites and 5 IT marketing messages analyzed right in front of your eyes. You're also going to learn why you only need 1 marketing asset to attract new clients consistently. And here's the big hint, you don't even need a website. This is holding a lot of people back. We're going to help you with that. You're also going to discover how to be seen as proactive by our clients before they even become clients. 10 ways IT service providers leverage RMMs, remote monitoring and management platforms, to grow their business. So here is what we're going to be telling this for. Who is this for? Is this for me? How do you know? Well, this is for you if you want to grow your business or streamline and systematize your process. This is for you if you're an IT service provider or you're an MSP who want a step-by-step plan and a system how to attract clients consistently. MSPs, if you're an MSP who's interested in learning a new growth model that can help optimize your clients, your structure of your service or your offer, your revenue, and your time. If any or all of the above is relevant for you, then you're in the right place, because maybe you have noticed. Check this out from Google Trends. If you look at Google Trends, now Google Trends means what the world is looking for from managed service provider, IT help desk, IT services, IT manager, MSPs, IT company, managed IT services, IT solutions. Look at IT services on the rise consistently over the past 7 years. Look at managed service provider. Literally interest tripled since 2011. IT help desk almost doubled in 7 years. Look at all those trends. So you're an IT services on the rise and always will be, for one reason. Because tech support says the problem is located somewhere between the keyboard and my chair. That's a funny joke because the tech support sees the problem is in your brain. Humans need help with their tech no matter how high tech the tech becomes. As long as human beings have tech, and we're only evolving more and more into a complete society that is fully integrated with technology, they're gonna need help. And you are this person who can help them with. Now look at the self-managed service market from IT cloud computing, IT infrastructure, and managed IT security. This is sourced from Statista. In the billions in 2018, the managed service market reached almost $170 billion. By 2019, it passed that. Over the next 4 years, we're going to reach over 270. And by 2024, almost, look at this, forecasts suggest that this market will grow to nearly $300 billion as early as 2023, which is 3 years away, at a 10.8% compound annual growth rate. Compound means exponential growth. Look at that from in over 6 years, from 2018 to 2024. That is a lot of growth, right? That is a massive amount of growth. This is your big opportunity. Why? Because offices equal computer, computers equal the cloud. We are living in a digital environment where cybersecurity, as an example, is more urgent than organizations realize. And the MSP model has already been widely adopted. This means you are in the, if you're an IT service provider, if you're an MSP, you are in a fast growing market, and this is a big opportunity for you because every business and organization on earth needs an IT service today. Every single one that's already leveraging one is growing because of it. You are the unsung heroes. You are the foundation of every single business and organization. It is time to meet the demand in a way that works for you. I've spoken with a lot of IT professionals, a lot of MSPs in our tribe over the past few months since joining Atera. And one thing is clear, you guys are working extremely hard. So we want to help you work the hours that you choose in a way that works for you, because Atera's mission is to make IT what IT should be, which is to make your life easier so you can focus on what you want. You want to grow, you want to work more, you want to work less, you want to earn X amount more. We're going to help you do that. So here we go. So here are two sides of the IT brain. So first side is the tactical brain, where you focus on the details. You're doing daily activities and tactics to run the operation. You're strong on action. You might be a little bit weak on vision and strategy. Now, the other side of the brain is the strategist, right? Where you're a visionary, but you're not into focusing on all the details. You're strong on vision and strategy, but might be a little bit weak on process and execution. Whereas there's a synthesis, there's a middle ground, what I call the IT-preneur, who, according to this terminology, effectively implements strategies that scale the business without being the center of it. Now, I don't mean to be a billion-dollar business or even a million-dollar business if you don't need to be or want to be. A lot of MSPs and IT pros that I've spoken with don't really want to grow too much. They just want to make a good living, support their family, and give incredible service to their family and to their clients without overworking it. However, you can do that in such a way where you're not overworked, where it's working with and without you. And that is through the 3 steps, which we're going to cover today, because the 3 steps mean that you're going to be an IT-preneur with freedom. These strategies have worked over and over and over again. And here is what we're going to be covering: TC, EDM, and the winning structure. I'm intentionally using acronyms because they generate curiosity. So what's the first one? TC means, step number 1 is tribe-centric. Here's what I mean by tribe-centric. There are 3 pillars of tribe, which is to focus on your tribe, focus on your client, your market, not in a general way, but in a specific way. So that's through the 3 pillars: WIIFM, choice, and medicine. We're going to explain what each of those are. So for fun, I did a little Google search. I have some family in Richmond, Virginia, and so I Googled IT service, Richmond, Virginia. And in there, here are the top ranking IT websites, right? So you might be thinking, or a lot of people, or these websites are thinking, fantastic. Anybody who looks up an IT service in Richmond, Virginia is already on top of Google. Isn't that fantastic? Well, not so much. Here are the 2 websites, right? Take a look really quickly. We're going to go back to these. Now, can you answer what is wrong with these #1 ranking IT websites? A lot of people think if I can only rank higher on Google, if I can leverage TripAdvisor, if I can somehow get more people to find me when they're looking online. Richmond IT, managed IT support, Richmond, Virginia. Well, I found what I was looking for, correct? This thing is filled with distraction, distraction, distraction. Exactly. They do not convert because there's no possible way that it can. Now, here's the second, which is a little bit better: solving problems, even ones that you didn't know you had. Now, isn't that good? It's a little bit good. They even have a subheadline: we support customers through a continuous 4-step process so we can solve problems and keep their business optimized. Also sounds good, right? Now, there's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of information. Or another way of saying is someone asking, remind me the goal of this page, Jim. In other words, what exactly is the goal of this landing page website? Well, here's what's missing. First pillar is WIIFM. The biggest mistake IT service providers make is speaking about themselves. Again, not your fault. No one ever taught you any differently. You've been growing organically. You became an IT professional because you're a genius and you help with the foundation. You've never been taught marketing and sales, right? Not your fault, but your tribe is listening to this radio station 24/7. WIIFM stands for What's in It for Me. So someone looks on Google for the top ranking website and they're thinking, do I even want to do this? I don't even know what this exactly is. And the design and message is entirely confusing with too many choices, which is pillar number 2, which is choice, which asks, what is the singular purpose of this marketing asset? Is it to convey as much information as possible, or is it to get a lead? right? So this is the goal clearly of this is to squeeze as much information as humanly possible on a small page. Now this is good, but the problem is it's not specific. Solving problems even, like let's say you didn't know this was IT, that maybe this was a marketing agency, maybe it was a web design service, maybe it was whatever it would be. You don't exactly know what problems it's talking about. Now they have a 4-step process, but what are we even talking about, right? We don't even know. So too many options doesn't convey value. It overwhelms and distracts. It's what's known as the paradox of choice. You think by giving a lot of choices, it's good, but that's not how the human brain works. Human brain likes things nice, simple, and a value to them. What's in it for me? Now here's one that's much better, ranking number 4. This is better because there's a video, but it's also, there's a lot going on, right? The help desk company is here to help. Well, help with what? Help desk company is Richmond, Virginia, based information technology service, working with small businesses. Okay, direct to who they work with. We understand unique challenges and our team can help you make sure your IT is done right. Well, that assumes what? It assumes that I already know what IT does. It's a big assumption. And not to mention, there's a lot of options. Do I want to click our clients? Do I want to schedule an appointment? Do I want to search for them on LinkedIn and YouTube? Are we a good fit? What does that mean? I have live chat. There's a lot of things going on here. By the way, the one thing that was good about that is that it was a picture of a human being. That was a good thing, but it needs to be done strategically. Now, the third principle is medicine. What's the principle of medicine? Now, imagine you have a headache and you ask a doctor for something to relieve your pain. The doctor listens patiently to your little story and says to take 2 of these with a glass of water. Take 2 pills from this bottle with a glass of water. I have a headache. Here's a bottle of medicine. Now, that doesn't really work because why not? Because nobody buys anything generic. We want something specific to our pain. You don't buy medicine for a headache. You buy Excedrin extra strength. You buy extra strength Tylenol specifically for headaches, pain relief. It says pain relief. It doesn't say medicine, right? Now, that is those 3 pillars. WIFM, what's in for me? Having a very simple design so that the human brain can understand and is attracted to it. And number 3, which is having a solution that is specific to their pain. Those are pillars. Now we're going to go much more detailed step by step, but we're starting with some basic pillars and principles. And to sort of supply that with some proof of the value of being tribe-centric, customer-centric, here's a quote from Jeff Bezos, the wealthiest man on planet Earth. Our goal is to be Earth's most customer-centric company. He did not become the wealthiest human being on Earth by accident, and he didn't build Amazon by accident. He did it by being relentlessly customer-centric, which means what's in it for them, keep the choices simple, and make sure that the solution that we're giving them is central to what they're looking for. So here's time to take notes in your worksheet right now. Here's how we're going to get tribe-centric. These are the 4 questions. You'll see this in the worksheet. That was on the thank you page after you registered. Number 1, who's your ideal client? What do they want most? What do they most want? Why do they really want it? And what are their potential objections? We're going to cover each of them. So who is your ideal client? Well, what does that mean? What specific industry are them? Do you focus on specific industries, or are you just going for basically any kind of client? Is there a specific area? Because it makes a difference if you're catering to a specific business or you're just an IT person. Or is there a reason, if you're searching, for example, in Richmond, Virginia, why you should choose one over the other IT service provider? What's their revenue rate? Does it make a difference to you how much money they're making? Does it make a difference if they're struggling financially? Does it make a difference if they're at 10 million? Is a sweet spot for you a certain amount of revenue? Knowing how many employees or endpoints do they have? Is there a sweet spot for you? Can you only service a certain amount of clients? You want to know all these things in advance. What are their characteristics? Who do you like working with? Do you like working with annoying, frustrating, angry people who are short-tempered? Or do you like working with cool people who are happy and easy to work with and really appreciate who you are? Knowing all these things in advance helps you get that. Without knowing that in advance, it's almost impossible to achieve because your brain doesn't even know what to get. And what do they want, right? What are their specific current problems and challenges, right? What's their medicine? Is it Advil or is it something else? I don't even know the good metaphor in that one. Specific desired results and solutions. What are they looking for results with? Do they just want an IT service because they need an IT service, or do they want better security? Do they want systematized? Do they even know the value of an IT service? Answer, 90% not. Again, we're going to cover that later. Specific fears and what are they worried about? They think you're going to be too expensive. They think you're not going to do anything. They don't know what you do, right? Maurice says they just want the bill, LOL. And what's their 11-star experience? This is a young billionaire. His name's Brian Chesky, and Brian Chesky co-founded a company called Airbnb. Now, when he started Airbnb, their question was, what is a 3-star experience, let's say, for an Airbnb guest? Well, you know, they'll get to the home or the apartment, and let's say it's really clean. Then what would be and it's really clear on the instructions. A 4-star experience would be it's really clean, and they got a note on the pillow that says, so happy you're spending time with our family. You know, a 5-star experience is that you already know what kind of coffee they like. A 6-star experience is you also let them use your car. 7-star experience is they can use your iPhone, and you just go up until you hit 11-star experience. You know, you fly them in a helicopter. There's like a one of the most famous celebrities and rock stars greets them, and they have a tattoo on their back of their name. You know, something exaggerated like that. But the whole point is, what's a potential hypothetical 11-star experience? Because of course, Airbnb isn't giving exactly 11-star experiences, but knowing that in advance helps you be more proactive and strategic. What would be an 11-star experience for your tribe? Knowing that in advance means that you can give them something that will make their, give them goosebumps. They're so excited. And why do they want it? Start with why. What business are you really in? Are you really in the IT service business, or are you really in the simplify the business, getting rid of fear and doubt and worry, streamlining systems business, ease of flow for the business, making it, what business are you really? Because nobody's really interested in the commodity. In the same way, by the way, if you were a hairstylist, are people really into getting a haircut, or people really want to look extremely good? In other words, you want to get to the heart of the issue. What is the why? So there's a Harvard business professor called Gerald Zaltman who says 95% of buying decisions take place unconsciously. Nobody's really thinking too logically. They have a fear, they have a desire, they have a result. They're not even telling you what that is. The reason is because they are not even sure themselves. However, if you understand how to influence them using the strategies that you're learning today, you will be able to get to their unconscious, which is the place that they make the decision. Because most offers are made with logic. In other words, here's what we're going to do, here's how much it costs, and that's it. And that's where the limitation is in terms of leverage of your time, your revenue, and the value in which how the client perceives you. What are their objections? Put yourself in their shoes. What are they already thinking and assuming? Why would they object to your service? Knowing all of this in advance, right? Who they are, what kind of service they are, what kind of business they are, what kind of industry, how much revenue, their characteristics, what they really want, why they really want it, what business you're really in, all their potential objections. All of this, knowing this in advance, makes you exponentially more persuasive, confident, and powerful. Why? Because you know already the outcome that you're after. You know what they're looking for, and you know how to help them, and you're getting what you want. This is a strategic foundation. And if you, by the way, don't know the answers to any of those questions, just ask your client. By the way, at Atera, this is a big difference between Atera and most of the other competitors is we really, really, really care about the IT tribe. We really care. We take road shows. We are constantly talking to our customers because I'm not going to, how do I really know what you need and want? So now that you know all this, how does that mean that you're going to attract clients? That's where step number 2 comes in, education-based marketing. EDM stands for education-based marketing. This is a needle mover. This is extremely useful and extremely powerful, especially for a 1-man army, a 3-man army, even a 1 to 10-man army, because it really helps you get what you want in terms of attracting clients. So here's what we're going to cover: why Warren Buffett's business partner raved about this specific method, how education-based marketing turns prospects into clients, how using an ST makes marketing easy, how to use the winning Formula 8 structure, and you're going to get the offline strategy and a simple online strategy. So I'm just taking a glass of water. The power of this strategy begins with making a fundamental psychological shift from being the bee who chases the honey versus the flower that attracts the bee. This is a fundamental psychological shift. In other words, as long as you're always thinking on chasing, this will be less effective because it's all based on attracting, which you'll learn how to do in a second. Because you're probably asking yourself, how do I do that? How do I go from shifting from chasing to attracting? The answer is education-based marketing. So what is education-based marketing? Well, to start, let's give a little bit of an example. Let's say your goal is to attract 3 clients in 30 days. And let's say I put you in front of an audience of 100 people, which means that you can probably get 3 people to become clients, right? Again, I'm just using really simple numbers here, 3 and 100. So with only 7 minutes to speak. So you got 7 minutes to speak in front of 100 people with your crystal clear goal of getting 3 clients. So and right before I introduce you, I say to the entire 100 people audience, anyone can leave if you're not interested, right? Which means that they're not going to be there guaranteed. They're only going to stay to listen if it's of value. So literally, you've got the opportunity to solve your problem. What do you say? What do you say? Hey guys, I'm an IT service provider. Hey guys, I've helped over. What do you say? What do you do? So this strategy is called the core story method. This is a strategy I got from the Ultimate Sales Machine from Chet Holmes. Now, if you're not familiar, I'm curious, anybody on the webinar who knows and is familiar with Chet Holmes? Chet Holmes, he helped double the sales in 9 different divisions for Warren Buffett's business partner, Charlie Munger, who is also a mega billionaire, 3 years in a row, 9 divisions of an extremely large organization by 9 divisions, 3 years in a row. How do you do that? Now, Charlie Munger, the billionaire business partner of Warren Buffett, says Chet Holmes is America's greatest sales and marketing executive. Chet, by the way, died in 2013. His daughter, who's a friend of mine, Amanda, is running it like an absolute rock star. And the foundation of that is really Chet Holmes, who's this extreme genius. And he said, people will come to you way faster and stay with you way longer to learn something of value than they ever will come to just be sold to. So how did he double the sales? How do you do that? Well, it starts with this foundation of the buyer's pyramid. This is something I talk about at Atera and that you will find extremely useful. So here's what the buyer's pyramid is. Of the 100 people in any given market, in any given audience, there are 3% who are buying right now. In other words, let's say you had the 100 people in that room and Dustin locked the door. And so 3% of that room is actually looking for an IT service provider, right? 3%. Now, of that 3%, another 7% are open to it. In other words, they don't exactly have an IT service provider, or let's say they're barely satisfied with their IT service provider, so they're open to it. The next 30% are not thinking about it. They're not thinking about IT. They're just not thinking about it. The other 30% don't think that they're interested. In other words, even if you start talking about IT, they're like, I am not interested in IT. Do not talk about IT. And the final 30% are definitely convinced that they're 100% not interested. Most IT service providers only think here. Now, you're not thinking, I'm going after the market who's buying, but you're doing that almost unintentionally. Most IT services are only going after the people who are buying now, right? So, which is why in that Richmond, Virginia, right? Richmond, Virginia IT. Who is that attractive to? Well, if you're buying right now and you're already, you know a thing or two about IT, then it's almost barely relevant. But it's making that assumption, right? That's the B. That's the chasing. The people who are buying right now. Now, but if you are able to get to the other people, right? That's the big question. So after learning that, I want to hear from you. Do the following IT marketing messages. By the way, I haven't gone through how to attract yet, but we're first talking about chasing. Do the following IT marketing messages chase or attract? First one, right? Well, I have already said definitely chasing. Why? Because it's making a big assumption that they're interested. Now, to get a little bit more specific, here's what's missing. This assumes that the audience is the 3%, which is not leverage even for that company. There's no direct benefit. There are too many visual choices, way too many. It's very confusing, and it's platitudes. It's not conversational. By the way, platitudes means a phrase or a word that has been used so often that it no longer means anything, versus conversational, which is how human beings talk. So a platitude, an example of this, and these are all literally from that website, I took from that website. We're proud, Richmond, Virginia IT, Richmond IT, proud to deliver the best. We have competitive prices, proven experience, and unbeatable support. It sounds like a 1975 infomercial. You can't talk like that because people don't talk like that. There have been, in 1974, might have been really innovative to say proud to deliver the best, but by this time in human history, that's been used so much, it doesn't mean anything. It's not conversation, it's of no value. Going a little bit deep on that one. Now, explain in step-by-step detail how to craft a message that attracts in a few minutes. Here's the good news, guys, by the way. You don't need to worry about your website. That's what I'm going to cover that in a few minutes, and you'll learn why. In the meantime, grade the messages in the comments below from 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Is this a 1 to 10? Hassle-free computer support. This is a guide, by the way. This is a screenshot of a video. I'll give you the website in a second. How to determine how confident your IT service provider. In other words, is key differences between managed IT, time and materials reacted by it, what you should expect to pay for it. So download this report before hiring an IT consultant. So this is from NashvilleComputer.com. It actually does attract leads, but as David's saying, it's too much work for the client. There's a lot to read. By the way, in terms of a design, all of those words are in caps. It's hard to read, but it's much better than the Richmond, Virginia, which is assuming something. It's offering something of value. Download this report. It's a guide, hassle-free, right? So it's good. Is it great? Is it the best? Here's the next one, keeping IT simple. The Small Business Owner's Guide to Finding a Professional, Competent, Honest, Fairly Priced, and Dependable Computer Consultant. Don't trust your company's critical data and business systems to just anyone's. Read this book to discover. Now check this out. The 5 types of technical support available and the pros and cons of each. Interesting. So yes, on the one, overall, this is attractive because it's offering something of value, but like giving a lot to read. It's a lot to think about. You know, like if I'm hiring an IT service and I need to think about all that, it's already like almost exhausting. SiriusIT247.com/book. That's where I got that from. Now, what about this? In terms of a message, 98% of organizations say a single hour of downtime costs over $100,000. Now, this is not a specific offer. It's not specifically offering anything, but this specific message is highly attractive. This is something that you want to leverage, right? This kind of information, did you know that 98% of organizations say a single hour of downtime costs over $100,000? Yes, red does make it urgent. I also think it's extremely strong. The only, what's lacking here and what I didn't include, obviously, is the whole sort of method and strategy behind it, aside from this specific message. So now before I introduce the ST method with you, to see the easy way of doing marketing that quickly grows your business, and you will see why, let's ask a very simple question. What do most IT and MSPs say they should? By the way, if we're talking about scary words, should is a scary word. Say I should be doing to market their business. And by the way, a number of you have already said it. I need to reconsider my website. Do you? Here's what most IT and MSPs say that they should be doing. Well, there's, let's see, optimized website, right? More informative blog. I should really have an engaging newsletter. I should do more case studies of clients on my blog. I should have better SEO. I should have Facebook ads. Everybody's doing those these days. I should do retargeting Facebook ads and better Google ads and offers. I should be following up with leads. I should have an autoresponder email series, better onboarding, better sales process. I should streamline my marketing and sales. I should hire a salesperson team. And I should retire. I should do social media. I should do LinkedIn content. I should do engaging Instagram content, Instagram stories, engaging Facebook posts. If you've heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, he's always talking about this. And you're like, okay, I guess I got to do more content. Engaging Facebook posts, start a podcast, interview clients, partner with local stores, monthly recurring revenue streams, more public speaking, be a better speaker, have an exit strategy to retire. Whoa, this is too much, right? So I want to tell you, you can relax, because a lot of top business people are saying you should be doing all of that, but all of that is sort of nonsense, and I'll explain why. Not only is there an easy way, but all those steps are for a certain stage of business. In any business, there are 4 core phases. You don't even need to do all of them. You just need to know what they are and where you fit into it and how to optimize and reverse engineer from that, which we can cover, by the way, in another training. Not for now, but most MSPs are thinking about the right thing. Let's just saying doing social media is the right thing, but it might be the wrong time because it's not going to get you the result. For someone like, let's say Tesla, right? You should be doing a lot of social media. Or if you're General Motors or General Electric, yeah, you should be crushing social media. But if you're making under $100,000 a year, there's little reason you should be focusing 7 hours a day on social media, because it doesn't mean you might get likes, you might get leads, but you're not generating sales. And if you're generating under $100,000 a year, that is a first phase of business in which your only responsibility is to generate revenue. So the next time your brain says you should do more, I should redo my website, I should, etc., just listen to these words. To attract IT clients easily, just do an ST. An ST is a signature talk. Now with the signature talk, there's an online method and there's an offline method. A signature talk is a strategic, valuable, and education-based talk. I'm giving it the term talk, right? It's content really, but we'll get to the specifics of it in a few minutes. That turns even cold prospects into clients faster than any other strategy on earth, and here is why. No one wants to be sold to. No one wants to hear someone else talk about themselves. Everyone wants to get or learn something that will add value to them. People will stay and listen if something is of benefit, interesting, and valuable to them. So if you focus on the signature talk, you just 22x'd your potential audience from 3% to 67%, because now you're addressing people who are open, people who are not thinking, or they don't think that they're interested, and maybe even some of them who are not interested. But you have to have a strategy that's attractive to people who are not even aware of the value of IT. By the way, before I joined Atera, I had little understanding of the world of IT. Now that I do, I'm like, whoa, every single business needs a really good IT person with an ST. Here's how to do it. The only question is, how do you structure your ST, right? Okay, signature talk sort of sounds good, Ari, but how do I structure it? Here's a proven winning structure. Now, this is important. Do this only after you've completed your tribe-centric exercise. Take notes in your worksheet now. I'm going to go a little bit fast because we have a few things to cover. Now, here's the winning structure. Here's an example of an ST any MSP can give. You have a headline and how to structure your signature talk in any medium. So here's a headline, right? X ways or steps to solve a specific problem. So an example of that is 5 steps to bulletproof your business from expensive and dangerous cyber attacks, right? Is that a value? Is that attractive to a business owner? It is. It's basically interesting. And if you know exactly who your tribe is, it's going to be interesting to them. Now, here's the Formula 8 ST structure. I'm going to go a little bit quickly, so just make sure you get the main points and take notes. So first is the introduction and the problem. The strategic intro and definition of a problem. So my name is Steve, owner of itpros.com that helps, let's say, small businesses making under $1 million in Richmond, Virginia, solve their tech problems so that they are no longer prone to cyber attacks and they're 75% more productive, something like that. Because 43%, the sort of trend that I'm going on is around cyber attacks. 43% of all cyber attacks target small businesses. No business owner wants their data stolen, bank account depleted, or customer list breached, right? By introducing yourself, by giving yourself the position and articulating the problem, you've got their attention because you're talking about the problem. You're not talking about your service, you're talking about the problem. Then you go from problem to desired result, and it should be specific. Who here in this audience or anybody reading this report, you want to be bulletproof, secure, and in control, right? Not in theory, but with the most advanced systems to guarantee your safety, security, and ability to focus on what's really important, like growing your business and serving your customers. So then they're asking, how do I know that this guy's got the results? Well, here's 3 case studies and a testimonial and a stat why I'm qualified to give this. Then you go over a little bit of a story of discovery, how you discover this, which can either be why you started your business or how you discovered a unique security method. By telling a story, most people stay away from this. But the value of a story is having an emotional, almost irrational relationship with your tribe in which they're much more connected with you. And here's the structure. It started off like this. I was 7 years old playing around with a computer. And then I just destroyed my entire house and half the neighborhood. But then I discovered there's a really simple way to keep things really safe and secure. And now I'm on a mission to make sure that and that's what I did. Within minutes, my entire neighborhood and home was secure. No one was ever attacked, whatever, right? I'm making it up. Call to adventure, nightmare, discovery, and then your mission and gift. The big mission is I'm here to provide the best security in the world. Because our businesses in Richmond, Virginia are dependent on being secure. And I'm going to make sure that you are secure. Here's how I'm going to do it, right? The story equals a relationship plus deeper engagement. Now at this point, they're bent on the problem. They know the result. They trust you. You've created a bond with them through the story. Now they want to know HOW, how. That's where you give the framework of your solution. This is the core content section. This is where you actually train them on something, right? And the purpose is that they've learned something that helps them in advance of becoming a client. You actually want to help them in advance. Help them achieve the result that they want before they become a client. Now, here's a tip. Always use number content. Formula 8, right? 8 steps, 3 steps. It makes it's easier on the brain. And you might be thinking, well, aren't I giving away my best material, especially if I'm a consultant? No, you're building a deeper bond with your tribe who's soon to be clients, and they're only going to want more because they don't have your brain. Now, here's a 10x tip. I think this question came in from Jeremy. If you're an MSP, you can see the difference in value of your model being an MSP versus a typical model of a regular, typical like IT department in an educational frame so that they're more open to learning a better model. In other words, if they're already in the signature talk, whether that's online or offline, we'll cover that in a minute, here's where you can explain the value without it being a sales message, right? You're teaching them, they're learning. And then you cover the big mistake, right? Not quote unquote keeping your doors locked at night. You're not taking care of what you need to because you don't even know how to lock the doors in terms of the metaphor of the cybersecurity. If you leave your doors open, that's on you. Prevention is being proactive about your business and customers, which is seeding hiring you. Security isn't an expense, it's the foundation of every business. True? True. Big myth. Let's debunk the big myth. Thinking you never think it's going to happen to you, but it's not worth but dudes, it's not worth that risk. Because according to Yahoo News in 2017, U.S. consumers lost almost $20 billion in cyber attacks. Not one of them expected it to happen. They all thought it would happen to someone else. And finally, now that they're sold on all of this, they have been educated. You've created a relationship. They know, like, and trust you. Then you make your irresistible offer. Summarize the main takeaways, give away cybersecurity audits, as sort of like a frame, or in other words, you can either give an audit to attract a lead, or you can make your offer directly in the talk, right? Benefit, benefit, benefit. Don't give features, only give benefits. And normally this costs X for the next Y people, you gain an audit for free, something like that. And then give a call to action, fill in the form, apply here, call this number. Everybody who applies is an excited, interested, and qualified potential client. Now here's the offline method. You can create a meetup group. So number one, a meetup group is fun, it's valuable, and it's community-based. A lot of people don't think about this. Now you can be a guest speaker in another group, or you can create your own. So I happened to Google tech groups in Richmond. In other words, people who are already interested one way or another in tech, right? So it might be relevant, for example, cyber attack people. So I guess how many there are within 25 miles of Richmond, Virginia? Well, there are specifically, I counted them, 99 tech meetup groups in Richmond, Virginia. That's thousands of people. Thousands. There has to be thousands. If there are 99 tech meetup groups, there has to be thousands. Which means there's a ton of people who are interested, and lots of them probably don't even have IT service providers. It's a huge market. even in one local community. Now, here's a local marketing tip. Being local and emphasizing your love of your area in your messaging is 10 times more attractive to local leads and small businesses because you're part of them. But you have to give a reason, right? There's a reason why Richmond, Virginia is interesting and attractive to you other than living in anywhere else on earth. Now, that is what I call persuasion. It's a really good book. You should definitely get it. In other words, it creates context before you're even making an offer, which is you live in the same place. I'm going quick because we got a lot to cover before the hour ends. Now, there's the online strategy, right? So the offline strategy is using that Formula 8 in literally a live talk for a meetup. You give that talk, you use the Formula 8. The online strategy, and here's a breakthrough. You don't need a fancy website to attract leads. Put another way, what's the purpose of having a website at all? What is the purpose? To attract leads. So how do you attract leads? Well, you only need an online ST. This is the one marketing asset that you need. And there are 5 kinds you can use. There's a video, there's an audio, a report or an ebook, a webinar, or a live one. Those are the 5 online mediums. That's all you need. You can have as much information as you want, but if the only purpose is to attract leads, they'll opt in, meaning they'll enter their email to become a lead in order to get something of value to them. You give that structure of the Formula 8, give an offer at the end, and they're already a qualified lead who's talking to you. That's the strategy. Now, that's literally it. That's the strategy. It's just putting it to work, right, and coming up with your own angle on it, but that's it. Now, here's a little quick summary. Where are they? Well, they're on their email, Facebook, Instagram, Google, YouTube, partner. So partner like a restaurant or other local vendors. That's where your tribe is. What do they want? Well, they want the value is the report, the video, the audiobook, the webinar, or the live webcast. They'll become leads to get that. And then finally, client attraction, which is follow up with an irresistible offer, messaging to turn attention into clients. Turn attention, they want that, into clients. And that's how the Formula 8 is structured. Now, at this stage, how do your potential clients feel about you? They know, love, and trust you. How are you positioned in their mind? As needing clients and chasing, or highly attractive because you've positioned yourself, you've taught them something, and they're in a problem solution mindset now. They know you can solve the problem for them. And do they see you more as a commodity or as a deeply needed, very unique service tailor-made to help their business grow? Of course, not as a commodity, but a deeply needed, unique service. So let's do a quick recap. You learned why the IT service industry is booming, 10% compound annual growth rate. You learn how to attract more ideal clients by knowing in advance who you want to work with. You learn how to structure education-based marketing message with the headline and the Formula 8. And you learn a simple offline and online method to generate clients consistently. So right now you might be asking yourself, now that I'm getting the clients, right? So let's say you're getting the clients consistently. Boom, boom, boom. Doing Formula 8s, doing signature talks, doing the meetups. They're opting in for the reports. People are signing up off the door, just going crazy for this. What's the best way to give the best service in the world to my clients without being overworked? Right? That's the big question. Okay, are you telling me all these things, how to get the clients? Now, how do I actually service them without being overworked? How on earth do I do that? In other words, if you're already busy and you learn all this stuff, and you're like, okay, I'm going to get a ton of clients, but how can I service them? How do I structure my offers? Well, here's what's worked for these IT service providers specifically to generate more revenue and to work less. Here's what they used: remote monitoring and management. Specifically with Atera. Honestly, moving to Atera is giving us the ability to cut back the amount of people needed and expand the amount of customers. We built a lot of automation and self-service on the customer side and stay away from the home users and customers that require a lot of on-site. By the way, that is actually knowing in advance who you want to work with and who you don't want to. Home users and customers that require a lot of on-site attention. You don't want to work with them. They knew that in advance. Dale says, this program has transformed my business, which is Atera. And this is from lovely Chuck, who says, you are my secret weapon in my company and have allowed me to scale. I've added over $60,000 in contracts since I switched to Atera, and the support and features keep getting better. Thank you. That's a big deal. And I could go on with a detailed list of the features that I like, but I highly recommend starting a trial and see for yourself how Atera can help you and your company. In other words, everything that you learned is around the Formulate, the ST, all that is around getting the clients. Now then, servicing the clients, the RMM, Atera can help you scale i.e., not only if you want to like literally scale to a very profitable company, but also service clients without being at the center of it. Chris says Atera has transformed our business. And listen, I could share with you a ton more, but I want to share with you a little video from a few happy customers and clients and good friends of ours.
Atera for us has been something that has just made our life a hell of a lot easier. Love the program, love the product, would recommend it to anyone. The model pay per technician makes it really simple and easy. You just get on, you onboard your client, you set it up and off you go. Like remoting into a client is just a simple process. We're writing a ticket while we're remoting in. We're doing everything from the one application. And yeah, bottom line, Atera has made life so much simpler and easier for us.
5 years ago, we were struggling to find a solution for our business to make it easier for us to support our clients. What I found was that the softwares out there were more targeted for larger MSPs and then IT providers and less for the smaller guys like us. What we found with Atera was it was so affordable for us, and at the same time it had all the features that we needed to support our clients.
Now that's the power of leveraging remote monitoring and management on all-in-one platform. Now here are 10 ways that an RMM streamlines your IT service. Proactively helps your clients because you are remotely monitoring and managing what they need. You remotely manage more clients efficiently. It saves you time. Remotely monitor customers' devices. In other words, you don't have to be on site all the time. Onboard technicians to expand your service offering if you desire that. You have real-time alerts, plus you know them before they happen. Identify and automate software update patches. Streamline support with ticketing, right? So you don't have to be going back and forth sweating. Pre-configure administrative and maintenance tasks, billing and invoicing, and this is a big one, network discovery for scalability. Every IT service wants to give the best service, earn more, work less, and proactively solve problems before they happen, which is why we created Atera. Atera is designed to help you streamline your business and simplify your work. That's what this is all about. Now, here's a quick 2-minute and 30-second overview of Atera. Now, this is by Jan van de Merel, our VP of Customer Success. And then after the video, I'm going to give a really quick, sweet offer. Here is the overview.
Welcome to a short overview of Atera's all-in-one solution. It is very easy to deploy Atera. You start with adding a customer, then you install an agent, and the device is monitored from the moment it is installed, and you also can set up a remote connection. When you install a device, the so-called default threshold profile is assigned to it. In this profile are all the items you like to monitor. Later, you can also create more profiles, for example, for servers and Mac stations. To handle your patch management, you can create a patch management and IT automation profile. Select what you want to do. Select the day or days you like to run this profile and assign it to the involved devices. A little word about the PSA. All the hours from a ticket are related to a contract. That is why you need to create contracts under your customers. You can have multiple contract types per customer. Before you start using the ticketing, you also need to add your support email address and forward this to the auto-generated email address in your Atera portal. When this is done, all mail received on the added support address will generate a ticket. Tickets can be created by email, manually, from alerts, manually or automatically, and from the customer portal, including a screenshot. It is also possible to add products and expenses to a ticket. In the billing, you can create billing batches to bill all your contracts. Billing batches will create the information for the invoices, which can be exported, imported in your billing system. And of course, we have all kinds of reports. Some general reports, monitoring, about the technicians, about profitability, and satisfaction when you are using a survey email when you close the ticket. Thank you very much.
Atera is 100% designed to streamline your IT and MSP business. No annoying contract, no ridiculous onboarding fees, not for $1,000 or $3,500 a month. We created Atera to help you grow. So if you're not already using Atera, or if you tried and it wasn't for you, you really should try it out. And here's what you get during your free trial. Use Atera for an all-in-one RMM and PSA, unlimited devices. You have a pay-per-technician model, so if you're the only one, that is a sweet deal. You get automation, you get reporting, you get ticketing, 24/7 support, and no contract or hidden fees. We're here to help you, not to sell you. So start your 30-day free trial right now. Go to atera.com/sign up. And after your trial ends, a pro account is only $79 a month. It's not 10 grand a month. It's not 3 grand a month. It's $79 a month, right? And using all the strategies that you learned today, that is how you attract the clients, structure the offer in the right way. Bam, $79 a month. You're sweet and scaling. So this is from Donald H. on a verified G2 review. This SaaS app doesn't charge you by how many agents you have deployed, but instead of how many techs you have using the software. If you have 1,000 endpoints that you manage, you would spend anywhere from $600 to $1,000 per month for other RMM tools. On the low side, that's an annual savings of $6,120. That's money you can now use for other tools for better marketing campaigns. Thank you, Donald. And thanks again for being so awesome. Thank you for the emails. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the questions. And if you have more questions, anything about Atera, feel free to email me, ari@atera.com. If it's support related, tech related, relating to the platform, to the product, email support@atera.com. And if you have questions about your free trial and you're still during your free trial, email jan@atera.com. Thanks for being so awesome. See you in some upcoming training videos. Lots of love. This is Ari from Atera.